Well, when you have kids, the phrase, "it takes a village," rings true most days. And depending on the family, that village can include grandparents, aunts and uncles, maybe even foster parents. Sarah Nidiffer from the Wood County Educational Service Center is here to tell us about support groups for these so-called villages. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
I think it's actually a way to create your own village too, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, what's going on with these support groups?
We are getting ready to get started here, starting in September. This will be our 4th year of having support groups. We have grown from 1 group to 4. It was just myself at first, and now I have a coworker, Suzanne, who's helping me facilitate these groups. So we'll get going. We offer free childcare and dinner for our grandparents and kinship providers that can come, and we just offer lots of information on resources for them and try to get them connected to each other and their community.
You know, we learned a lot, when the opioid epidemic was going strong and things like that, and we found that a lot of grandparents were becoming the caregivers for their grandkids because of, different circumstances. So what kind of need is there? Is that still a big issue? Like, what kind of need is there? And this is Wood County specifically.
This is Wood County, but the need it's huge. When I first started even looking at doing these groups, I had no idea how great of a need there is. Most of these grandparents are, in their 60s and their 70s, and they're raising kindergarten and first graders. They're financially in an awkward spot where they're living off of their retirement. So maybe their retirement is above the, the poverty level, so they don't qualify for a lot of the financial support that, most people would. However, they're on a fixed income. Their friends are out vacationing and doing, their thing, and they're at home trying to navigate raising children all over again.
Right.
And it's so much different from when they had their children. So, a lot of things that we work on are just, digital devices and internet safety and things like that maybe they wouldn't be, so much aware of. So we help them with back to school supplies. So we just finished a back to school event. We try to help them with a little bit of Christmas help, and then also just try to connect them to maybe services that, aren't for income eligible people, but things that they might be able to qualify for.
Yeah, so really a unique set of circumstances they're in, and ones that they could really use that extra support. So what is it like for, grandparents, but also maybe, aunts and uncles or, foster parents, as I mentioned. What is it like when these folks get together in these meetings?
They really enjoy sharing their stories. They find that sometimes their situation maybe isn't as bad as they thought it was. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get them to come and open up because they're prideful people and they don't want to air their dirty laundry. Sure. But they come to realize it's a safe space. They make connections. They get so close that sometimes they'll call each other out on something. Maybe they're saying, I have a problem with my kid doing this, and so they kind of help each other with parenting things that help the other ones at home, and they really enjoy their time together. When I first started, I tried to bring in guest speakers and all kinds of things, and they're like, listen, we just need time to talk.
Okay.
And so when they come, they get their dinner. We try to do dinner with the kiddos. Now everybody eats separately. The adults get their dinner time alone, and they sit and just share about, once they get to know each other, they share about what's happened over the course of the last month, maybe some things that they're struggling with. They have a group text that I facilitate, but my phone will start dinging all over the place, and it'll be somebody needs an orthodontist that accepts whatever insurance their kiddo has, or so they really come to just rely on each other for much more than just that hour and a half once a month. Outside of the school building.
So you can facilitate that to get things started, and they could kind of take it and run with it from there. Yep. So these start up, how many? It's once a month, right? But 4 locations?
Once a month in 4 different locations. Okay. So there's 4 meetings a month throughout Wood County. Lake local schools, Bowling Green City schools, Rossford schools, and Perrysburg schools. You don't have to be a member of those schools to come to those meetings. They're just the locations that we've kind of spread out throughout the county. So once a month, the schedule's getting set right now. So folks can contact me and I can plug them in. You can come to one meeting a month. You can hit all 4 sites, if you really feel like you want some extra support. Or sometimes it's just about visiting all the different sites and finding your people.
You're right,
And we've had that happen too, yeah. Like this group maybe doesn't, mesh well with what I'm dealing with, but this group really, really does. So, we just welcome anybody and everybody that needs that little bit of support. Kids go play with a caregiver during that time, so they kind of get a little bit of respite time built in.
Yeah.
And we'll feed them a meal that time. And we're looking for meal sponsors too. We don't get funding for meals, so any meals that we provide are gifted to us. So any places that would like to help out with that too, we're always looking for that.
Please do so. So let's pop that email back up on the screen real quick. So if this is you, jot that down, the phone number, the email address, or the email address. If you want to either get involved in the support groups or help them out with food, jot that down. Thank you so much for being
Thank you
here.
for having me.
Appreciate it. Kaylee?
Amanda, things looking wonderful. We're still tracking that mixture of sunshine and clouds for any Tuesday evening plans. But how's the rest of the week look? Your full forecast coming up.